Okay, and we are live. We are finally back, everybody. Welcome back to the Chaos and Loop podcast. How's everybody doing? It has been a whirlwind of a couple months since we've last been live. Actually, I was just looking at it. I think it was like March 27th. Something like that was the last time we actually went live. It's been unfortunate that we've had a lot of issues with the computer. But essentially, I really wanted to figure out what was going on. I've been working behind the scenes and figuring out what the issues were. Basically, what I ended up doing was freeing up a lot of space in the computer with thumbnails that I thought we should probably keep for future references. And yeah, I basically the computer was just overloaded, couldn't handle it, which I knew was going to be a problem with this computer eventually. Um, and it sucks because I was really hoping that we weren't going to have to upgrade super soon, but I obviously think that that's going to be a thing that we're going to have to do. So, anyways, we have gotten a lot of questions from people who do watch us, and they've been wanting updates and things like that. But quite frankly, I just didn't want to update anybody, knowing that we didn't have a solution yet. You know what I mean? I have told a few people what was kind of in the works, and we do have some guests that still want to get on. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. The Diddy trial is going on, so that's something we definitely want to talk about. Get different takes on that situation. It's already a touchy one as it is. And did he do it? I mean, I think we know who. I think we know that he did. It's a pretty wild case. If you guys haven't been covering it or watching it, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that my boy was doing behind closed doors and people knew about is wild to me. But with a lot of money comes a lot of crazy shit. So don't count out these celebrities, man. They're not above anybody, but they will take full advantage knowing that they have the money to bribe and cover up and whatever else needs to happen. But either way, I felt we had a duty to get back on here and let the people know what's going on. And finally, today was like I kind of been messing with it for like the past couple weeks while I've had time. But I will say that again, this stuff costs, guys. It's not cheap. We're not monetized in any way, shape, or form. We're very small on the YouTube influencer scale. We're hardly anybody that's that important to anybody. So the viewers that we have had that has been like really biased and really like sticking by our sides hardcore. We appreciate them, of course, and then of course we get a lot of new viewers. But I'm pretty sure you guys have been noticing. I have been posting up a lot of different type of videos during the time that we were trying to figure out what was going on with the computer. And simply put, the only reason I was able to put those up is because I have an iPad that has iMovie on there and also have Final Cut Pro on there. So I was able to actually do a lot of small videos with the fan home bills. If you guys haven't seen those, go check my page. Go check the Chaos and Loop podcast. I'm working on possibly separating the page with that stuff. I'm not sure what people feel is better. We'll see. But either way, guys, if you guys have been liking the fan home stuff, you guys let me know whether you guys prefer it to be separate from the Chaos and Loop podcast or if you prefer that I keep it together. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of those. Those have been getting a lot of views and a lot of subscribers from. So super happy to see that people are really interested in the build. And in all honesty, it's coming together nicely. I'm actually getting ready to work on another one here shortly. So it's been nice, like being able to do that in the midst of like trying to figure out what's been going on with the computer and getting it all together. It's been a stress, man. And then on top of that, I also have my own personal life and things that I struggle with and deal with on a day-to-day basis. So it's been stressful, guys. It's really been stressful, and I'm trying not to let, life beat me up too much. And obviously I don't come on here to cry to anybody about anything that's going on with life, but with the computer messing up and taking a shit on us, with life and life struggles happening, with bills and every other thing going on in life, we just have not had the opportunity to get the computer fixed until the last couple weeks I've been working on it. And I've finally figured out what the hell the problem was. So, really, the computer, again, I knew it was going to be a problem. I knew that when we started the podcast that it wasn't going to be a computer that we can rely on for a very, very long time. And simply put, it's just because the computer just does not have computing power to sustain the amount of thumbnails that we're putting on here, save videos, reaction videos, Canva profiles, like a bunch of stuff that we were putting on, music. Sorry for my dog barking in the background, guys. He barks at literally random things like his food bowl, the umbrella, the pool cleaner. He barks at random shit. So if you guys hear him in the background, my fault. But anyways, so yeah, it's just been it's been a struggle, like trying to get everything together. And then on top of that, we still haven't even gotten out the giveaway to our one of our followers that won the giveaway. And again, simply put, the economy is bad, guys. I don't know how it is for anybody else who has a regular 9 to 5, but I'm a contractor, and the way we get paid is based on how many contracts we do. And the industry that I'm in is one that is kind of dependent on how well the economy is doing. For example, we're movers, so you guys know that we transport people. And if the economy is bad, people can't buy houses, people don't want to move. And a lot of times the jobs that we are getting, it's people moving out of California just because it's too expensive. So naturally there's like a lack of work coming in. Like this time of year, we're typically booming. And I think I've gotten maybe 3 jobs in this month. And that's scary, guys. That is scary. We're coming into summer. Summer's supposed to be our booming season. And if it's not picked up the way it normally does at this time of year, it's scary. And it's worrisome because, you know, if I'm being fully honest with you guys, in order for me to sustain my house, I have to have at least $5 to $6,000 coming in, to live comfortably and pay the bills. And if I'm not getting that much money, then shit's gonna start turning off. and then we don't want that to happen, man. It's a world we have to kind of deal with. If we want to, if well, for me mainly, and obviously you guys know Lou works with me, but it's a tough pill to swallow on some days because we're really out here busting our ass and trying to make a living, but we can't do that if the job is not, if the work is not coming in. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's really scary about what's been going on. So, and then on top of that, we have so many topics that we want to talk about. Me and Lou talk about this kind of stuff all the time when we're working. Like, there's so many things that we can be talking about. Again, the Diddy case that's happening right now, that whole Rico case, and uh, S trafficking, things like that. So that's happening right now. That's a really good topic we would like to cover. If you guys know anything about Nipsey Hussle and Whack 100 and Big U, the racketeering case and stuff that's going on there's a lot that we can talk about on top of the typical stuff that we always talk about here on this pod, and that's girls, and dating, and the BS that they be putting us through as men, and our perspective on that situation. Um, Funny enough, give you guys a little side tangent, something that I didn't really plan on talking, because I didn't write nothing down for this update, guys. This is literally me finally getting the computer, like literally 10, no, let me see how long I've been live now. 12 minutes. Literally about 20 minutes ago, my computer finished updating, and I turned it on after the update, and everything just worked. I was like, "Thank you, finally." And man, it's so sweet. It's like we've been wanting to go live for so long, and we talk about it, And it's even got to the point where it's even gotten to be like a discouragement for me, like just because we started this thing and we said we were gonna go live, and then bam, out of nowhere, computer just does not want to work. Um, and I just couldn't figure it out. So I got some tips and tricks from a guy that works at the Best Buy a few weeks back, and I took his advice, and lo and behold, we are back up and running. I'm hoping the quality is good. I'm hoping the mic quality is good. We got a couple viewers in here, so if you guys are in here and you guys like the quality and everything sounds good, that's a plus. So either way, um, like I said, man, it's been a struggle. There's things that we want to talk about, and back to what I was about to go on a tangent about. So I've been seeing some girls that I know, and it's amazing to me how people can bold-faced lie on social media and then tell you a whole different thing behind, um, I guess, text messages and chats and whatnot. Um, yeah, it's crazy to me to see people really bold-faced lie. And I put it like this: there's a female I know, nothing, not a girl that I'm interested in any way, shape, or form. This is just a random female that I know. I know her background situations, and I see her posting up on Instagram all the time. Oh, I love my man. My man's so sweet. He does this. My man that. This and that. But I know your dirty little secrets behind closed doors. I know that you're not all about that man, and it blows my mind that she is so bold about posting up her relationship, but is also so bold about doing dirt around people that she knows that can literally blow up her whole shit. And obviously, I'm not gonna do that to her. But I find it really amazing that she can like just be that chill about it. You know what I mean? Another one I'll speak on: support. I think I think when somebody when and again, this is from a man's perspective to females, just because again, this is another situation of somebody that I know, and I see what they do, and it baffles me. So there's a guy that I know that really supports his girl in everything that she's ever been through. Granted, he's not been the best to her, like as far as fidelity goes, and he can be a little better on like anger and possibly things that he basically needs to work on himself. He's not perfect, and I don't think anybody ever is. But I think despite how imperfect he is, he still goes out of his way to do everything necessary to make sure the roof is over her head, that they are provided for, and literally busting his ass, long hours, this and that. And the reciprocation of what he does on the other end from her does not come across. I don't see it. And I see her posting up stuff and, going through. I'm trying to say it without like blowing up their shit and who they are. But I see her not supporting him. I mean, and again, we shouldn't really pay attention to shit that people put on social media. But if you're glorifying everything else that's good in your life, but you're not glorifying the one person that's really helped you, I think that's a problem. And I honestly, legitimately feel like this is kind of what we deal with as men. Like, we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. No matter how good we may be, no matter how much we sacrifice, at the end of the day, we're still assholes and dogs and this and that. And um, I really think that women should absolutely 100% praise their man if he's holding it down. Yes, he might fuck up, but hold him accountable outside of social media. Um, and the fact that you glorify everything else in your life and everybody else in your life on social media, but not the one person that's been there sacrificing, that shit blows my mind. So, again, a little side tangent on things that I've been seeing. Another one, excuse me. Another one that I find very interesting and funny is another girl. Um, I find it funny when girls say, "I'm finding myself," or "I'm just doing me," and "I'm this and that," like basically like focused on myself, right? And I think a lot of times they might tell you that shit. Men, pay attention right now. Women will tell you that shit knowing damn well they're in the background, still getting smashed, still going on dates, still accepting cash apps, still really playing the game while saying I'm doing me. But let me break that down for you guys, for you guys who might not realize when women are speaking in Ebonics or Womenese. Essentially, when they're telling you I'm doing me right now, I'm finding myself, I'm focusing on me. That doesn't mean that they've closed themselves off to dating. Never. That's never the case. That is basically them telling you that they are not interested in you. So, don't pursue somebody that's like that. Unless you're really just bored and you're pursuing it for one thing and one thing only. But even then, like it's a waste of time to me personally. If a girl's not interested in me, I just don't pursue. That's just that simple. And you can usually tell that based on communication, the frequency in communication, things like that. So, you know, like I said, I know a person that's very much like this. Oh, I'm doing me right now. I am blah, blah, blah. I'm focusing on myself. I'm self healing. Meanwhile, she's over here posting up stuff about, oh, if a man doesn't text you back, don't go and like sending him a message. Don't give him the time. I'm like, girl, like that shit it just, it makes people view you in a very negative light because all you really have to do is tell people straight up what it is that you're doing. Like, don't beat around the bush. And then this is the reason why like men have this salty taste about like the way women are in the modern day, especially if they're on social media and influencers, like don't lie to people. Like don't lie to your following. You're really doing yourself an injustice by saying stupid shit like I'm focusing on myself when you're really out there doing the most. Like, come on now. Like, let's be real, okay? So stop your bullshit. Just oh man, it just blows my mind how they really like expect us to believe that shit. And man, if you guys are out there believing when a girl says I'm focusing on me, I'm doing me right now, don't believe the hype, okay? It means a few things. One, she's hoeing around doing her thing, and God forbid that that's the case. Two, she's out there talking to somebody or already seeing somebody, or she's interested in somebody and it's not you. Like, so break down the womanese and don't let her pull the fucking wool over your head, okay? So um yeah, so that's kind of one of those little things that I feel like again, there's topics that we want to talk about. There's things that me and Lou always sit here and like converse about, especially when we're working on the road and things. We have plenty of time to talk about these things, and it's the reason why we are able to come up with topics weeks on end, um, with no problem. A lot of times, uh, even a couple days before we went live, we'd just shoot the shit with each other and come up with a topic and have plenty of things to say on it because we have that much stuff to talk about when it comes to dating, when it comes to life, struggles, and I'll give you guys a little bit more insight on me too. Based on the way work has been going and the way things have been happening in life, um, us men really go through like mental struggles. And a lot of times, because we are men, we just really try not to rely or like speak these things out loud to anybody. We just kind of deal. And I'm not saying that that's the right way to do things. I think that you should be able to like speak to somebody about struggles, but you guys know how I feel about speaking about these struggles to women. I personally don't like to do it, and it's nothing against women. It's just that I feel like they just can't sympathize and understand with what we're going through. They've never lived a day in a man's shoes and understand the pressure that we hold as men, whether it's in our work field, whether it's in our relationship, we hold a lot of pressure, and that weight can be a lot to deal with as men. And I'll tell you right now, me personally, I've had a lot of stresses in the last month or so, and actually probably past couple months, and it's been building and building, and it's been weighing and weighing, and holding the pressure of the world on your shoulders is not always easy. But I also know that we should always thank God for the blessings that we do have. We should always know that there's somebody out there who has it 10 times as worse as you. And we shouldn't sit here and cry about it. We should really try to figure out how to do what needs to be done to get in a better place. So give me a sec. Bear with me a second, guys. Let me turn on my air because this is hot up in here. Every time I go live, I get nervous and it gets hot. 1 second, guys. Let me turn up the air because it's getting hot in here. It always gets hot in here during the lives because the lights turn on, um, the computer's on, all the mics. It heats up the room really good. Okay, so air is on. Um, so, anyways, yeah, we as men, we're looked at as the ones holding things together, and I think that's a fair assessment on how men should be. I think we should absolutely 100% hold things together because we are the beings that make this world go round. And I know women have a lot to do in their own department in their own frame of life, but men really hold all the responsibilities and hold the pressure of the world going around, man. And sometimes we get into positions where we cannot hold that pressure anymore. We deal, and who do we turn to when life really hits the fan? If you're a person who believes in God, I think you should seek God. If you're a person who believes in positive affirmations, then say some positive affirmations. If you're a person who likes to go hit the gym to relieve your stress, if that's your way of getting it out, then go hit the gym. Me personally, I believe in God, so I always thank God for every single one of my blessings, and I also try not to seek him out when I'm like struggling. I try to always, keep him forefront of my mind, even if I might not speak on it too much. As well as I do have hobbies and things that I like to do to kind of keep my mind off, the stresses of the world. But I also think that we should never just seek out sugarcoating our problems. We should have a plan at all times. So, you know, people who are going through struggles right now, such as myself, and the financial burden of living in California, and the economy and the state that we are in, it's a tough thing. So, again, if you have somebody to speak to, and if you feel like you got a person you can rely on, then by all means, even if that's a girl for you, like I'm not saying it's a bad thing to speak your mind to a girl. I just think that there are certain things they can and cannot help us with. So, I try not to, like, I personally don't seek out a girl's um advice or resolve, because to me they don't understand what I'm going through, especially given some of the stuff that I'm going through. I have a whole different set of circumstances that most men who are born here don't have. So my circumstances tend to be a little bit different. So a lot of times I really don't seek anybody out. I seek out God's advice and God's will, and then I seek out the willpower within myself to get through it. And that's essentially how I live my life. And it's gotten me to many good places, and obviously I'm still in a stressful point in my life, so I haven't quite gotten to where I want to be. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm content. If I always tell people, if I go tomorrow, I'm content with the person that I've been, because I don't feel like I've ever had ill will to anybody. I don't feel like I genuinely go out my way to hurt anybody. And I've lived a good life. Like, despite how stressful it may be at times, I had a really good childhood and upbringing, despite my parents separating. They both loved us separately in their own way. Despite not really growing up around my actual birth father, I know that he loves me in his own way. And shout out to my dad in Belize, actually, because he just had surgery going through some struggles. And him and I have been able to kind of rekindle some things and be on better terms. Again, I harbor no hate to nobody, not even people who I feel like have abandoned me in certain parts of my life, including my father. But I harbor no hate to him. I do wish him the best in life, and that's just a part of life, man. Like we go through things, and despite how stressed I might feel today, I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a lot less stress. And crazy part is tomorrow's never promised, people. Um, we don't know if we're gonna go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow. We don't know if we're gonna step foot out that door, get ran over by a car, God forbid, and not live to see another day. So cherish what you do have, cherish the people in your life, love them unconditionally despite their flaws. Celebrate them when you should. Don't lie to yourself and lie to other people, especially if you're people like us being influencers. Like what we say to people makes big differences to some of the most smallest people you may know. Um, and I think it's very important that we speak truth into the world. Don't sit here and lie to people. Um, don't fake the funk because you're trying to be popular and this and that. I genuinely come onto this podcast wanting to just give wisdom. It wasn't even my idea to start this podcast. Shout out to Lou for really being the one to like push me to do this. And I genuinely feel like I have a purpose now with this podcast by being able to speak to people and give them advice, whether it's the right one or a wrong one. I don't feel like I come from out of nowhere just speaking a bunch of bullshit. I do feel like I've had some life experiences that have, given me the knowledge that I do have now. And again, I'm not perfect. I'm not in any way, shape, or form um, the best person to come to. But I can tell you this: if you ever came to me and seeking advice, I'd always give it to you straight, would be unbiased, and I would genuinely look out for your well-being. So anyways, I won't speak on that too much because that was really, again, I didn't write anything down. I literally just found out the computer was working when I restarted it after the update. Um, and here we are, live again. And I'm so excited for it because that means that we can actually start going live again. Um, and again, we've had people who's been wanting to come on and we just haven't been able to get them on because of the computer. So now that it seems to be working good, I think what I'm gonna do from now on, I'm gonna purchase an external hard drive to store all of the videos and thumbnails and whatever else that we need for the computer for now, so that it doesn't get bogged down like it did last time, and it doesn't crash out like it did this past month. That way we can at least mitigate how long we can use this computer, because essentially we do want to get a new one. We just don't have the time yet. So, and we don't have the resources, aka money, to do it at this moment. So until work really picks up and we have less stresses, then we could do things like buying a new computer. But it's not cheap, people. So unless you guys want to donate to the podcast, by all means, fucking donate. that would absolutely help us. Or just share out this video, like the video. It does help us. We are trying to get monetized at some point throughout this journey, and that would absolutely help us get there. So that's why I've been really putting up the fan home stuff here in the background. I don't know if you guys can see that over here, but I've been really trying to do little things like that while we were down, because I wanted our fan base to at least have something to look forward to watching. And it's actually been really popular building the Iron Man and the Iron Spider. So super excited about that. Like I said, I'm building another one once I get off this live, stage 8. I'm not gonna film this one just because like I said in my last video, it's one of the ones that I've already previously built. So if you've seen, I believe it was the first 2 stages, I built one of these already. So there was really no point in filming this one all over again. Knowing me, I'll probably still do it in case anybody ever decides they want to see it, but we'll see. I'm not fully decided on that yet, but either way, we're doing things to actively keep people engaged, and I know we've been having some people wanting to really know what the fuck is going on and when you guys coming back live. And I apologize to you guys who have been waiting. And again, I still haven't forgotten about our giveaway winner. That's still in the works. It's just, again, financially, we got to make sure that bills are paid first. And with it being as slow and the economy being as bad as it is, gas is ever going up. And I do feel like we're going to have bigger issues if we decide to go to war, with all this stuff that's happening in the Middle East with Israel and Gaza. Guys, it's a scary world right now. If you guys aren't paying attention, I promise you, you're gonna be left in the loop, or left out the loop. I mean, and if you guys know anything, if we go to war, you think the economy's bad right now. Just wait. So, guys, look, man, we won't get too political here, but it with all that's happening right now, Trump kind of going back on some of the policies, him traveling to the Middle East. Essentially, I don't know if you guys even really know this, but Obama, when he was in presidency, he had signed into a deal with Israel, and yeah, that deal basically got trumped by Trump, Trump by Trump. So, and now he went back to basically redo that same deal, which is crazy. So it's like and he killed the policy, and now he's going back trying to rebuild one so that we don't go to war. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And keep in mind, this is simply just because they don't want Israel to possess nuclear powers, and that's all. It's just scary stuff, man. So yeah, be careful with what's going on out there in the economy, because it's scary shit, man. If we go to war, this economy is gonna get absolutely trashed and even worse. So scary, scary stuff. But we got distractions like the Diddy trial. So there you go for that. We got distractions like Blake Lively and how crazy her and Ryan Reynolds are going in the in the media right now. It's so crazy. Like, yeah, I feel like all that shit is just distractions from what's really going on. And that's okay though, because that's why we're here. We're here to distract you too. So we just want to give you guys entertainment during your downtime when you ain't got shit else to do. But that doesn't mean you guys should just solely pay attention to just entertainment type shit. There's a lot really going on in the world right now, and we should really pay attention to how crazy things can really get. So, anyways, I won't ramble on too much. Now that I know the live is working, I'm hoping everything turned out really good. I'm hoping audio sounds really good. When I get off, I'm definitely going to be checking everything and watching it back just to make sure that we are up and running at 100% again, guys. So fingers crossed that we are there. Again, you guys stay tuned. We do plan on going live soon now that we have the computer working again. It probably won't be this week, simply because I have to go out of town for work, as well as Lou and my goddaughter is having a party this weekend for her commencement and first communion and things like that with one of his nieces. So yeah, we probably won't be live this week. As well as when we do go live again, I want the first live to be with the guests on there. So I'm gonna reach out to another social media influencer that was planning on coming before the computer crashed. See if we can get her in and get her input. She had some really interesting things to talk about, as well as she has a book. So I haven't told her yet, but I am planning on purchasing her book just so we have it here. Kind of surprise her and just support her in a way, just simply because she's coming on to support us and be on our channel. So it's all love. We're not paying for her to be here. We might just help her out with some gas, but that's just out of courtesy of her coming from far. But we're not paying anybody to be on this channel. You know, people who come here just come because they want to. So we're looking forward to her. Her name is Mimi. I'm gonna shout her out, let her know that I'm talking about her on the pod today, and hopefully we can get her on next week possibly. So if all goes well and the computer stays sane, I'm gonna keep testing it throughout the next couple days that I have off until I gotta go out of town, just to make sure we're good and we are officially back live and things are running smoothly. So again, fingers crossed that when I get off, everything sounds good. So, anyways, I do truly hope that you guys have a blessed rest of your week. I do truly hope that everybody has been good, and for those of you who have come back and watched our videos, even if it was some of the Iron Man and Spider-Man build, I appreciate y'all for staying tuned and being solid supporters of ours. It is really appreciated. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So until next time, guys, it's your boy Chaos. We don't have Lou in the building today. He didn't even know I was going live today, just because, again, just got the computer fixed. So shout out my boy Lou. I'm hoping that he's ready to go live again and we can start getting back on these topics. So you guys stay tuned. We are going to come back with a fucking vengeance. So you guys, until next time, much love. Peace. Let's go see. Like, I don't even remember what buttons I have to like actually end the stream. Here we go. Hold on. One more time. Until next time, guys. Much love. Peace.